One more time. Yeah, that's better. There you go, man. What I want us to do is bounce off what we did last week, the muscle up negative, but this time we're gonna add a bit of variation. I want you to have the L sit at the end, right? So demonstrate that for us. So Esau knows what he needs to do next. Add the L sit, perfect. Obviously he's a bit more controlled at the moment, but let's say Esau can't perform the L sit just yet. Yeah. We can have him still crunch his knees to his stomach. That's what we're focusing on. We're just adding that variation, you know, just getting a bang for our buck. So if you want to demonstrate that, bro. Try to be a bit more upright when you do that though, because I want him to demonstrate something else afterwards as well. So stay in that position at the end, Arian. So crunch more, knees more to your chest, and from there, when Isa gets stronger and more comfortable, he can slowly let one leg out at a time, essentially. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And eventually you'll be able to get both out, or even do what you were just doing, alternate between the two. You see where we're going with this? So there's a lot of variation what we can do. This we can work with it. You know what I mean? It's about like adapting. It's about having fun with the movement as well, you know. So if you want to demonstrate that, Aaron, you want to take the phone off me, yeah?
Nah, bro.
So yeah, man, let's do that, bro. So you already know what we're gonna do next. It was the muscle up we're bouncing off from last week. If you want to get into that street bar dip position and hollow out your back, you remember that? Perfect. From there, as slow as you can, bro. I want you to lower yourself and kind of time it, bro. So perfectly from there, you might want to start crunching your legs in. That wasn't bad, you know. I want you to hold that though now from here, yeah? Until failure. Or near failure, sorry. Perfect, that's a rep there. I like how you try to retract your scapula as well. I kind of want you to do the next rep, just to make that a bit better. When you lower yourself, don't go into a dead hang, because you kind of locked out your arm in it. And you know how you're swinging a bit before you started re-engaging it? I kind of want you to get in a position where, as you're lowering yourself down, you're so mindful of that retraction, that you're lowering yourself into that bent knee movement while that back's still retracted, while that back's still engaged, rather than just letting go completely. You know what that means, isn't it? You know what I get. You know what I'm getting at.
Because even when you're hanging from the bar, still engage your scapula. Don't just like lock out your arms.
Don't try to disengage it. You know what I mean? You'll understand where we're coming from. When you do the movement, you understand.
Pull up, you're always engaging the scapula, right? You're going back down once it's engaged, and then you're pulling back up. If you go from a dead hang, it's, if anything, would you not agree? It's harder to like maintain or even keep that core stability.
Yeah, because the stability is gone. Because you've locked out completely. You're swinging now, innit? You're not in locks. You know what I'm saying? Also, on top of that, just picture it as if, like, you know when I tell you to do a pull-up negative? You see how you're still engaged? You're still, like, almost fighting against that resistance. Fight against that resistance on the way down as well. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Don't just, like, let it get to you. Perfect, bro. Perfect. I want you to do 2 more reps of that. I will call that a set, yeah? So hollow out that back. Perfect. And just lower yourself. You know that negative right there for the dip? That's perfect. Now from here, just start to bring your knees in slowly. Be mindful of that retraction. You see that? You see how much more controlled you were there? Yeah. Perfect, bro. You're a good listener, you know. You're a good listener, bro. He took it in like that. Perfect, bro. That's great. That's great. You know, when you do hold in that ab crunch towards the end, do make sure that you are actually bringing it in. Knees to your chest, right? Not just down here. I know Arian did that before, innit? But shame on you, Arian, man. You should know better, fam. Let's go. Last rep here. You know what I mean? No need to rush your skill work here. This is the main strengthening. Perfect. Hollow at that back. From there, I want you to lower as slow as possible. And slowly, as you're lowering, bring your knees in. Yeah, perfect. Be mindful of that retraction. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And when your form starts to break down, that's when we'll call it a set, yeah? So far, that's looking right. Make sure you're breathing as well. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. I love that, man. That was a beautiful first set, that. 3 really good ones, yeah. So now that you know and you're very aware of what we're looking for now, yeah? Perfect. I like how you're bringing your knees in on the way down as well. Remember, breathe.
Breathe in and out, my bro. Engage that scapula as well.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That shows you got like enough strength to hold yourself for a long period of time. What I want us to do is, you know how you ended, you know, your knees were getting closer. I want you to be like that throughout the movement though. Okay. You know what I mean? I want you to be like that from the get-go. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, man, that's good. Whenever you're ready, yeah?
And when you hold it, bro, make sure you breathe in and out. If you hold your breath, it's going to feel tight. And if anything, you're going to spend way more energy.
In and out, bro. Just do that throughout. Find your rhythm. That's it. The more you do it, the more you'll find it, bro. Don't worry about it. Next rep. Hollow out at the top. Perfect. Ah, that's a good hollow out. Come on, bring them knees in as you go down. Nah, it's all right. It's all right. You recognize that? Perfect. That's it, bro. You'll know your scapula is retracted properly when there's less swaying. So almost rather than like complicating and think, oh, I need to do this and squeeze a penny, just think to yourself, what's stopping me from swaying? And when you know what that is, innit, just keep trying to replicate that for your next rep. So, perfect. So bring them knees in to your chest. Yes, that was your most controlled one. I could tell by your face you're fighting that resistance a lot. Notice how like your scapula's disengaged now, yeah? You know when the movement's broken down, count that as a rep. You know what I mean? No need to unnecessarily like hang on the ball. Unless, you know, there are benefits in it. Like you can increase your grip strength like that and you get that core activation. But because of what we want to do in it, we just want to work on that movement in it. There is benefit in what you're doing though. Like, you know, the crunching, you still are attacking that core, still attacking your grip strength in it. But you're gonna attack your grip strength in a lot of ways today in it. So you don't want to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to have your forearms burnt before we get to the last exercise, in it. So yeah, that was that, bro.
Have I done 3 reps or just 1?
Was that the one? Bro, you know what I mean?
So I got away with it there, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we with it, bro.
Can't count today, bro. I didn't have my Weetabix today, bro. I'm more eager than Isa today, bro. Bring them knees in. Knees to your chest.
Engage that scapula.
Perfect. Looking better, bro. Obviously, as you do more reps in it, you're going to be more fatigued as well in it. So don't be surprised if your last rep doesn't look as good as your first rep, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Last one.
And rest as long as you want as well, bro. No need to rush. If you want to give it a bit, like 10 more seconds or whatnot, and hollow that out. Perfect. Bring the knees in slowly. Lock that out. That was all right, though, man. It was all right for what it's worth, innit? That was your third set, third rep. Perfect, bro. Whenever you're ready, bro, no pressure, man. Take your time. Perfect. Hollow out that back, like that. Now, as you're bringing them arms down, bring them knees in, yeah? All the way to your chest. Perfect. I like that. I like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's a rep right there.
Yeah, I got a lot more still at the end there.
Yeah.
Felt that difference, yeah.
Did you feel it because of that cue I mentioned before? Whatever stops you from swaying. Yeah. You know, just see it like that rather than the next time, if it's not making sense when I say retract that scapula or squeeze that penny, whatever stops you from swaying, that's how you know you're engaged, essentially. So yeah.
I feel like one of them factors is my hands, like, feel a lot of pain when I'm doing it.
What? Is it the hands or the wrists or what is it?
Like where I'm grabbing the bar, I don't know if I'm grabbing it with the right grip.
So my cue I like to do is whenever that's happened to me, especially during a muscle up where you're transitioning to a point where you need to go from this position to a straight bar dip position, I tend to have it around like this rather than like here, because here you find yourself trying to move your wrist throughout the movement. When you're here, it's kind of like a constant position. And I feel like the grip's better as well. Because you're from this dip position, right? You're probably feeling that pain because you're going from this grip, dip position.
You're forcing your wrist to move
rather than keeping it here in a constant position. You can dip from here, you can pull from here. Like, I'll show you what I mean. I can pull from here equally. I can dip from here. You understand? Obviously, I hyperextended my elbow, so I don't really want to lower myself down right now. But Aaron, if you want to demonstrate, show me your grip, right? That wrist is all over the bar. He ain't been shy about that. So he can pull like that, but equally he can dip in the same position. So if he like grips the bar in a similar way, perform a few dips like that. Like let's say one more dip, and let's say when you lower yourself into that negative, notice how his wrist is still in that position and is able to transition easier. Do you know what I mean? So he's not having to like fight with the bar.
To fight against resistance, it's a smooth transition, bro.
So try that. So yeah, you feeling that, yeah? A normal pull-up, but really fast. So a controlled pull-up might look like this. right? But an explosive pull-up for me might look like this. So, you know, like a sprint, you know, when you get into that position and then you explode, right? Versus just running. It's the same thing. It's like you brace yourself, you're waiting for that gun to shoot in it at the 100-meter sprint. You see what I'm saying? You just explode. It's just a really fast movement. You're working on fast twitch fibers in it and you're back. And that's what's required for explosive movement, right? If I was saying you to work your explosive push-ups, I'll tell you to do the same thing. All it is just a really fast push-up. Same with this, it's just a really fast pull-up. If you want me to demonstrate one more time, this is for the next exercise, right? Just giving him a heads up while he's warming up. So everything's pre-engaged, you know what I mean? That's all it is. And you know, I'm still a bit controlled on the way down, but the focus is just that explosive movement, you know. Just pre-activate everything prior, yeah? So don't be too locked out. Have a bit of a bend of an arm. So if I were you, you're kind of here and just pull. You don't have to be at a complete dead hang. So yeah, from there you can just pull. Perfect. Yes, that is perfect, bro. That's better than what I thought you was gonna do. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm looking for. Because you did that much better than I expected you to. Could you add another rep on top of that, back to back? Do you reckon? Yeah, because and then after 2 reps, take a break, and then however strong you're feeling after that, you can either switch between the 1 rep or the 2 reps. Yeah, but for that, because that was really good and that's what I was expecting, just do 2 of those. So pre-activate that scapula and just from there, just pull. Explosive, yeah, perfect. I reckon you can. Yeah, that's just a 1 rep. Yeah, you'll be able to tell that first rep was like, and from there you might be able to see while you're at your strongest at the start of the set. You might be like, yo, let me try and get away with doing another one right now. But obviously, as the set progresses, you're probably going to be, you know, less sharp, less fresh. So that's when you're like, you know what, I can switch between 2 reps, 1 rep. But just keep doing what you're doing. That's really good.
Yeah, how you talking about the fast switch? What's the pose for?
Yeah.
I think I'm very much
Slow twitch.
Yeah. So I remember watching, I think it was for Sahabi talk about it. He explained it through like Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz.
Isn't that GSP's coach, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I love watching that dude, bro. He's a good guy.
Has the fast switch because he's very like that overhand. They're very explosive.
Yeah.
He gasses out very quickly.
Yes.
Nate Diaz is the opposite. He
Yeah.
power, but he lasts for ages. And I'm more like the Nate Diaz.
Because if you look at Conor McGregor's fights, he's won and he's lost. A lot of the fights he's won like in the first rounds, especially against what's that Brazilian guy, bro? He knocked out in like 20 seconds, bro. Aldo, that was him. Whatever was the other guys? Eddie Alvarez, is that his name? But then the people he's lost to are the durable guys like Nate Diaz, Khabib. Like if you see him by the 5th round, he's just like, you know what I'm saying? And then also I saw a video of him talking about body types, like Metamorph, or I don't even know the type of body types, but that Zarabi, what's his name? Farab. I really like watching his videos, bro. I got a lot of my training philosophies from him, bro. Because like even about volume, now he talks about rather than going killer sesh like 3 times in a week, you're better off like going a bit lighter, but doing that, you know, 6 times in a week. And then over time, you're gonna have more volume than the person who trains 3 times a week. It's like doing pull-ups right now. You could go to failure right now and do your next set of pull-ups next week versus the guy who might split that in half but do it every day.
It's like, let's say you do 3 days worth of training, 20 reps of pull-ups. Altogether for that week, it's going to be 60 pull-ups. Whereas if you do 10 for 7 days, that's 70 pull-ups.
But then over time, that adds up 10 over the weeks. That's always just going to multiply, going to add up. It's the same with this. That's why I tell you not to go to complete failure a lot of the time. I'm like, yo, leave some reps in reserve, innit? Whenever you're ready, bro. I love that. Come on, from there, I want you to do it again. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, bro, that's beautiful, bro. You know what? I was even, bro, you surprised me there. I was thinking, yo, could he go for a third, bro? Could he go? You know what? This is what we're going to do. Whenever you feel fresh, and we can see you're fresh, push it, bro. Push it that bit more, because I know for your next couple sets, you're probably not going to feel as sharp as you did just then. So I'd expect you to do less reps later on in it. But while you're feeling fresh, you know, if you do them 2 reps like that, go for a 3rd rep. You know what I'm saying? Come, bro. When I start to see your like form break down, that's when I call it a set. Yeah, that's what I'm determining it by. See, perfect. We'll just do that 1 rep, yeah? And then your form hasn't broken down yet. I can tell you're getting a bit more fatigued. But once I see you, like, you know, there's a bit of more form breakdown, we'll call it a set, bro. I'm a yapper, bro, professional. Come on, bro. I mean, you'd rather me yap than me just look at you like this, bro. Like Mike Wazowski. You know what I'm saying, bro? They get me. But yeah, but whenever you're ready, man, whenever you're ready. No worries, man. Take your time, bro. Everything activated. Everything. It's a mental thing as well, you know. It's a mental thing. You know, when someone's you to jump high or something, it can be very taxing on your mind, bro. Yeah, come on, one more, one more. We can do one more. I like that. Yes, one more, one more, one more. Yes, lovely, 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 lovely. Like that. Come. I said we call that a set, bro. What are you thinking?
That's solid, yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So what we're gonna do next is that superset we're talking about, that push and that pull. Chin ups. So shoulder width apart. Same idea, locked out, retracted. This time, just pulling through our biceps. If you're feeling cheeky, you can I don't know, sit, bro. Don't worry, bro. In 2 weeks, he's gonna be doing that, bro. But yeah, we're gonna do that. And then after that as well, if you want to use them resistance bands, you can use those as well, yeah? Arms locked out, straight core. And you're just gonna push down 90 degrees. And try not to sabotage your form either. Just because I'm going down doesn't mean I'm bending. You're still gonna be very solid at your core. And from there, it's just use your triceps as a cue. That 90-degree movement. When it's 90 degrees, obviously because I'm elevated, it's gonna be a bit harder for me to get my chest to the ground. So just use that 90-degree as a cue to push back up. So once you're at 90 degrees, push back up. Too far out, yeah? You can bring your toes a bit in the middle. Perfect. Because the last thing, that's perfectly fine. It's whatever makes you feel comfortable, bro. I'm just advising you because I don't want you to like fall mid-set. Perfect. I want you to go for 6 to 12 reps, bro. 6 to 12 reps. Remember, inhale on the way down, exhale on the way out as well. Perfect. Excellent, bro. You're working on that upper chest. You're attacking that. Beautiful. You ready for that superset, yeah? Back to back. So it's just chin ups, bro. I want you to go for 3 to 6 reps. I'm pretty sure you can do that, bro. I know you can do that. Engaged. Perfect. 1. Perfect. It's a beautiful rep right there. 2. I know you can do 4. I know you can do 4. That's amazing, bro. I'm liking that. Notice compared to the pronated pull-ups, you're able to rep more. I think it's because of that bicep activation, bro. You see how you're working them lats still, though? You're getting that volume in, but you're not struggling to do them as a result of just changing the grip. Doing a lot of pronated work with the muscle ups, with the negatives. You're already working that portion of the pulling movement. Let's switch it up a bit and get more volume in. Not have to rely on the band all the time. So yeah, that was sick, yeah. Because that was like a breeze. We're going to give it like a 2-minute rest, yeah?
Let's do it.
And then we'll do that 2 more times. Do you want to use the band for the next one just to see how that feels? Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
I have why he's actually been hella explosive today, you know.
Why?
You got the Crocs in race mode.
You know what? I'm going to give you the ultimatum, bro. I'm going to give you the option, and which looks... Because essentially, the elevated push-up is going to work more of your upper chest, but this is going to develop your strength a bit more. It's almost like a weighted push-up with a resistance band in it. So you're going to put it on your hands like this. You're going to get into your normal push-up position, and you're going to have a lot of resistance on your back. And from there, you're just going to perform push-ups, bro. Yeah, man. It's a bit different, isn't it? But yeah, bro. That's the spicy thing about calisthenics, bro. You could do that with, like, I don't know, weight on your back, a plate on your back, or even if I even wanted to, you could just lay on your back like that, bro. I'm trying to say, it's bad how you can get resistance from different things.
It's mad how much you can do with just a resistance band.
Bro, not a resistance band, bro. If I really wanted to, I could get both of these. If I'm feeling a bit too strong, I could be like this, bro. Come on, bro. So just get into your normal push-up position.
Alright.
Yeah, so when you go down, on the way up, you should feel it, bro. You feeling that, bro? Perfect, bro. I want you to do 8 to 12 reps. 8. I know you're going to do 8 reps. It's going to kill by the 8th rep, but that's the whole point, bro. Try to keep that core engaged. Perfect. Keep them hips high. Glutes engaged. Trust me, it's no joke, man. Minimum 6. Minimum 6. I'm gonna give you that. Perfect. That's your failure. That's your failure. That's fine. It's fine. How did you find that? Did you feel it?
The last few were really hard, yeah.
They were. Did you feel that? What did you feel it? Triceps, triceps and chest, shoulders.
Yeah, chest as well, yeah.
Yeah, man. Perfect, bro. That's what I love to hear, man. Perfect. Come on, yeah. One. Inhale, exhale, yeah. And on the way down, I want you to bring your knees to your chest, and I want you to hold that. Okay, last one, yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's good. That's your failure. And let's do some core work there. So when I see some form breakdown, I'll tell you, yeah, that's perfect. That's great, man. So I'm gonna give you the choice now for your last set. Would you like to use the bands again, or would you like to do it on there? Or we could even spice up a bit more. We'll use a lighter band. This is way lighter than that band. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, telling you to do 8, that was a bit of a punishment. I will be honest with you. But this is much lighter. We can mix the two exercises together.
Alright, go on, then.
We can do it elevated with the resistance band, bro. Sound
Let's
wicked, bro.
try it.
Let's do it, bro. Whenever you're ready, though, obviously you just banged out a couple reps. 6 to 12 reps, but I know you can go beyond 6.
Bro, no, I don't think I got that.
6, come on, 6 reps, bro. 6 reps. You can do 6. Trust me, this band is not as resistant as that band, bro. Trust me.
Bro.
You can do it, bro.
Don't tell yourself otherwise.
Come on, bro. 6. Minimum 6. He's gonna hit 6 reps. He's gonna be like, yo, this is easy, bro. 1. Perfect. Inhale, exhale. Perfect.
That's already 3. You're only halfway there, bro.
Come on.
So you hit 6, but I want one more, bro. I want one more.
Engage that. Yeah, exactly. Engage that core and keep them hips a bit more high. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Last rep.
I like that, bro.
That's all right, though, man. That's how you get stronger, innit? You know, the engagement on the back, the driving of the elbows, even in the superinated grip. Notice how I wasn't curling as much. This is going to be specifically just curling. You can even be in this position. It don't necessarily have to be as strict as what I'm doing right now. But from here, I don't want you to lead with your head, but I want you to imagine you're trying to get your head to this position in line with the rings and try to maintain that for every time you perform the rep. So from here, you're literally going to curl your head to the rings. It's a bit difficult, trust me. So I'm only expecting you to do like 3 to 5 reps. But 6, for me, 6, that's where you're really going to start to see, you know, the bicep gains. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. So then you hit them hypertrophy reps. But right now, we're just going to focus on you developing that strength. If you find this position, which you probably would, difficult, you can adjust how difficult you find it. This would be easier than being lower like this. But even then, you can have your feet planted on the floor. But I notice when your heels are more up, you got to really pull that bicep. But if that's too low for you, like I said, you can be in this position. Still have your heels up. Notice how much easier that is. If you're in this position as well, you can go beyond them 3 to 6 reps. You can probably do 8 reps if you wanted because it's really easy. But you adjust it depending on how hard or easy you find it. And right after that, you're going to attack your triceps in a similar way. As if it's a skull crusher, but the bodyweight version. So you're going to do a similar thing. You're not going to necessarily lead with your head, but you're going to use your head as a cue. You're going to try to get your head as low as possible and get like a real stretch at your tricep. And you're going to be attacking that long head of the tricep. So if I was to do it without the rings, you'd be doing this, right? Notice how his head's going below them rings. And I tried to make it more intense and show him an easier way to get into position as well. So show the intense version, how you'd make that harder for yourself. Yeah. He's going to get a longer stretch at his tricep. So notice how his arm's still 90 degrees. He's not trying to get it beyond 90 degrees. 90 degrees is a good cue.
But then the further away you go from the ring, more intense. The closer you are, more easier. So for it to be easier, I'm going to be very closer. So down here, that'll be the easiest. But the further away, that's how it's more intense. Because
I want you to hit like a higher rep range, like 6 reps, you try to find a variation for you that allows you to reach that. But like rather than leading with your chest, kind of like bring it to your forehead. You know, I notice how your chin's up. You literally, when I say bring it to your forehead, I'm literally being like exaggerate that stuff. Like, you know, I notice how you led with your head. I don't want you to lead with your head. I want to almost like, I want you to pull your head to the rings. I don't want you to drive your head to the rings. I want you to pull your head to the ring. So if you had like if you had a bar in front of you, you'd literally be pulling your way up to the bar. That's what I'm trying to say. Not your head to the bar, it's the bar to the head. Imagine you trying to pull that to your head. Does that make sense? Exactly that. Main thing is you just feel it in your bicep. Yeah, that's way better, bro. He clocked. Well, he's a quick learner, you know. 100%. I want you to go for 6 reps minimum. And if you can easily reach 6 reps, that's when you know to make it more intense for you. That's looking nice, bro. Looking real good. Perfect. Where did you feel that? Bicep, yeah. So skull crushers, if you wanna try get familiar with the movement, yeah, and I'll tell you how to adjust. So it's a similar thing. The same way you're not bringing your head to that, where you're pushing away. I want you to do that, yeah, as well. Perfect. I like that. From the extend. Yes, perfect, bro. That's really good. That's really good. That's really good, bro. I want you to go for 6 reps minimum. Don't shy away from going beyond that. And based off this first set, depending on how easy or hard you feel it, you found it, you can readjust for the next set, yeah? That's really good what you're doing right there. Beautiful, bro. You're isolating that bicep and that tricep with these exercises. Maybe a bit of shoulders in there. How did you find that, bro?
That was good. Yeah,
Where did you feel it? Did you feel it in the lung? Yeah, perfect, bro. You knew I wasn't waffling, bro. He's like, yo, let me give this a chance to dance, bro. Just because I said do 6, don't like not do 8. Don't be like, yo, I could easily do 8, but I'm not gonna do it. Do you know what I mean, bro? But even for me, that's a bit like of a bit taxing, you know. See, that's challenging. That I expect you to do like 5 to 6 reps of this. You know, you can change how intense you want it mid set as well. You know, it's almost like a drop set. You see that? So I still getting that volume in. You don't necessarily have to just call it a set after 3 reps. You can change the variation. Beautiful, bro. Notice how I said like mid set, you can just change the intensity. Do that for the tricep extension as well. If you find it too difficult, whenever you're ready, my bro. Yeah, you get it, bro. Get into that 90-degree position, get that stretch. You see that eccentric portion there? That's when you feel the most stretch, right? That's what it's about, bro. Perfect. Perfect, bro. Yeah, yeah, of course, man.
So how'd you find that session, bro?
I loved it, man. Yeah, it was lots of different exercises ones last week.
Yeah,
that's it,
Like
bro.
still working the same target. So.
It was like similar but different, innit? Because you can only have so much variation in your exercises, innit? But you're always gonna target similar muscles. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, bro, like by the time you feel like, you know, you're doing similar things, you're probably gonna reach a strength level where you're gonna start adding weight or just more reps. You're gonna find it more enjoyable in that sense. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna be very obsessive, very addictive. That's part of the journey, though, man. It's when you see that progress in it. Do you know what I mean? If you don't see progress, I'm doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying, bro? But I doubt that's gonna be the case, bro. Because like even just then,
You really show like a lot.
you know, you were able to show how like proactive you are, bro. I'll be honest, because like I noticed when you noticed
with a bit of like adjustment, you literally bang down like 2 more reps, especially with like the explosive.
Yeah, you were able to adjust in between. Like I noticed even when you're doing the elevated push-ups, you knew yourself before I even mentioned it when your hips were like dropping, and you tried to adjust it. And the same with that just then. Like I noticed you kind of drove with your elbows like we did in a row, and then you realized, nah, it's a curling exercise today, and then you were able to just adjust completely. So that's really good on your part, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
That's what it is, bro.
Nah, man, he ain't a student, cause he's gonna be he's a prodigy, bro. That's what he is.
Prodigy, bro. That's it, bro.
That's it, man. But yeah, bro.
It was good to train when it's raining.
100%, bro.
Some David Goggins flex,
stuff,
bro. That's it.
We're gonna carry the boats, bro.
Alright, yo, do you mind what's it called, bro? Putting our resistance band away, please, before I forget it, fam.
Yes, I do, bro. Nah, I'll do that still.
Yo, you know it's cold,
session, bro. And obviously next week, bro, there's further improvements. You already know, reaching the groove, working your skills, getting stronger, bro. That's where it's at, bro.
I know the type of guy Issa is, bro. He's gonna like train this throughout the week, man. He's gonna find a bar and he's gonna be like, yo, bro, let me do a pull up real quick.
Increasing that groove every day.
Come on, bro. GTG, man.